Hello, welcome back to VegPlot. We're going to be popping down the garden in a moment. I just want to show you, but we've just had Storm Darragh. I don't know if you know that, but in the UK, especially down in Cornwall, got hit quite hard. I think Wales did as well with Storm Darragh. Big winds up to 100 miles an hour, although not down here. I think we were down about the 70s and so on. But anyway, we had a very near disaster down the end of the garden, just next to the polytunnel. I don't know if you noticed in other home videos that I've done, there was this huge conifer tree, 20 foot wide by about 50, 60 foot tall. Anyway, it blew over. We were just here in the kitchen having a cup of tea and just looked down for a minute, then looked up and it had totally collapsed. And I tell you, we'll have a look in a minute. We'll go down there and we'll have a look. But yeah, it went away from the polytunnel, but if it hadn't, it would have squashed it flat. So I'll go and have a look at that at the moment because we've got some things to look at in the polytunnel anyway. Another thing for anyone, if you're watching YouTube, I want to say thank you very, very much. And just as a special offer, I just want to do to YouTube subscribers, if you go to my website and you fancy picking up one of my new calendars, which is like full of vegetable and fruit illustrations, if you enter the code YouTubeCal, all lowercase, no spaces, YouTubeCal, you'll get free shipping. So that'll save about £3 something. So yeah, so if you fancy doing that, you pick one of these up, shipping free, anywhere in the UK only, I'm afraid. I can't do it to the States because it's too much money. But yeah, if you want to pick one of those up for Christmas or for New Year, yeah, please head over to vegplot.uk. The other thing as well, I've got on special offer at the moment, I've got a few of these VegPlot record book version 1s left. Now the only difference between these and version 2, which is the multicoloured, berry coloured ones, is that the text on the back is black. The text on the back is black and on the inside front cover, so it's black. That's the only difference. They're really good quality, tougher covers. I've improved them a lot and increased the number of pages and things since last year. So if you fancy picking up a record book, these version 1s are only £7.50 and you can get them from vegplot.uk as well. But so that's just something for anyone who's still watching this video. Thank you very much. Right, let's get down outside, go and have a look in the polytunnel and go and have a look at this tree and see what disaster we narrowly missed. So there you are, look at that. There's the tree. It was enormous and it's flattened. Look at the size of it compared to the polytunnel. Imagine if it had gone the other way. What a disaster. Anyway, we're going to have a closer look in a minute, but one of the other jobs I want to get done today is I want to get these corn cleared out and this bed tidied up. And I want to get some of this peppermint chard, which is really beautiful colours. I want to get this moved into the polytunnel. I've had to keep the netting on it because the sparrows absolutely love it. But also the wind has damaged the leaves a little bit. So yeah, I want to get this dug up and moved into the polytunnel. That's the idea anyway. Right, let's head down here. We'll have a closer look at this tree. Everything's looking a little bit messy down here at the minute, but yeah, here's one fence panel down, but look at the size of it. It's just enormous. Came down just so close to the polytunnel, completely ripped up, huge root here. So yeah, you can imagine if that had gone the other way, it would have just absolutely squashed the polytunnel, which would have been a disaster. I think I was very, very lucky. So right, let's go in here. I'll show you what's going on in here, because at the moment it's a bit of a storage space. I'm just sort of putting things in here to keep them sort of out of the worst of the weather. So we've got these lovely spaghetti chilies. Look at these, gorgeous. And I might be doing that, they ripen up really easily. This one just broke off. But yeah, they're a really lovely colour when they go ripe, this lovely red, and they'll dry here very nicely on the vines, on the plants. And we've also got some Mad Hatter chilies. You can see these lovely sort of bell-shaped chilies in there. So yeah, they're doing really nicely too. But yeah, it's all looking rather chaotic in here at the moment. I brought the young banana tree in, brought the rosemary plants in again. I know they're tough, but I brought them in. Basil needs clearing up. The aubergines, they need pruning right down and getting rid of. We've got another, we do have a pepper. This is a really nice bell pepper. I think this is called Ingrid, so I need to have that one off. The cuttings, the roses that we did, they've all taken. and also these rosemary cuttings. So yeah, there's quite a bit to do in here today. Right, I think first things first, get all these onions out of the way, because they've dried out nicely now, and they're much better indoors. The trouble with being in the polytunnel is obviously it can get a bit damp in here as well. So yeah, time to get these all stored away indoors. So I put them in this little basket, and we'll take them in, keep them somewhere nice and warm. Well, not warm, but dry, cool and dry. And that way we shall have plenty of onions throughout the winter. If you haven't grown onions before, you do need to kind of let them dry out a bit before you put them in storage. But I think they've been out here long enough now. Here we are. Right, big basket of onions. Right, I'm going to put these outside, and then we'll get on, clear these basil and all these aubergines. So this is actually one thing I've noticed, the benefit of the tree coming down, apart from it's giving us a nice view from our house now, is there is so much more light at this end of the polytunnel. Before there was this big tree and it got so much shade, but nothing really grew really well in this corner of the polytunnel. But now I'm hoping, yeah, so much light here. Tomatoes in here do really well next year. Right, let's get this basil cleared out. It's all going a bit off now. Should have cleared it ages ago. Right, that's the tidy up done. Everything's, these beds all cleaned out. I've pruned these two peppers back. I'm not sure if they'll last the winter, but I might insulate them with something. I have had chilies survive in here over winter before, so fingers crossed they might come back next year. So yeah, everything is down on this side. Oh, I wanted to show you this as well. This is a tomato plant which is still flowering and fruiting. And this is Cherry Falls. I don't know if you remember, this was up in the greenhouse for a while, but I don't think it's going to do much good, to be honest. It's beginning to get a bit mildewy and some botrytis and things growing on there. So yeah, I shall probably take that out. I don't think it'll make through the winter. Need the space anyway. Yeah, and the only other thing then is these spaghetti chilies here. I've got lots to harvest. I've already harvested some actually. They're really nice, aren't they? A sort of a lovely sort of mild flavour, not too hot. I'm not keen on really hot spicy chilies, but yeah, really big plants have grown really well. Actually, I've sort of thought maybe if you do pick up one of the calendars, what I'll do is for everyone in the UK who does, I'll include one of these chilies as well. And obviously you can eat it, but there are lots of seeds in there, so you could grow your own. So yeah, anyone who buys one of the calendars, I'll pop one of those in too. Really wiggly, aren't they? Great things these are. These Mad Hatter chilies, peppers, whatever you want to call them, they're very sweet. What I do with them is you chop the tops off, and then you just pop the seeds out and then stuff them full of cream cheese and things like that. So yeah, really nice, and then roasted in the oven like a tray with lots of olive oil and things. But yeah, these are worth growing too if you can get hold of the seeds. In fact, I might actually dry some of these seeds and put them for sale on my website too. So if you're interested in that, let me know. So these are all of the spaghetti chilies. Not all of them, all the ones I've harvested today. Absolutely glorious, aren't they? And these are the Mad Hatters. And I've still got lots more to come and some Mad Hatters there to harvest as well. So if you are interested in any of them, let me know. Right, let's open up this compost, this bag here from Marshall's, and let's just see what it's like. All right, let's just get a penknife, take the top off. So as I say, I've never seen what this is like. I haven't opened it, haven't tried it, haven't seen it in the shops, nothing at all to do with it. Okay, let's have a closer look. So it's quite a coarse material. It smells of horse manure. There's definitely horse manure in it. I think there's seaweed and other trace elements in here as well, fertilizers perhaps, bits of stick and so on. So it's definitely not meant for sowing seeds into. You might be able to use it to pot up plants, but I think really it's meant as a soil conditioner really. If we have a look here, it says lightweight, easy to use formulation. Yeah, farmyard manure, peat free, organic, seaweed and added trace elements, and then it's got slow release elements to feed plants over a full growing year, and you can even soak it in water by the looks of it to make up a nutritious liquid feed. So on the back, what have we got? Yeah, I think really the idea is that it's meant as like a top dressing. I mean, this apparently is 44 litres in this bag, can cover, sorry, I'm throwing the camera everywhere, 450 metres squared. So it's not meant as something you're supposed to pot into. It's something to give like a top dressing to a bed. So I think it says somewhere here, you know, if you're growing while you're planting, sprinkle 2 handfuls per metre squared. And I think ahead of planting it says here, I think it's 6 handfuls per metre squared. So the idea is that you take a handful, spread it over where you're going to grow your plants, water it in, and then yeah, it helps feed the soil. You can even make a liquid feed or compost tea, it says here. Put whole, submerge in a water butt and leave for 48 hours. Apply with watering can. Yeah, blah blah blah. So yeah, I haven't tried this before, no idea what it's like. So I think what we'll do is I'll go and get some of this chard out of the bed up there, and we'll put it into this bed here and just see if we can grow up some lovely peppermint chard, and I'll save this as a top dressing. I might put some on the bed actually, might sprinkle some on the bed here. Yeah, water it in, and then yeah, put this chard in and see how it goes. I think first things first, let's put some of this on the beds and see if it helps. So I'm just going to take some and just sprinkle it over the top like a light dusting. So just grab a handful. Yeah, quite a big stick that bit. We'll take that out. Don't want that. You can really smell it actually. It's got quite an ammonia sort of smell to it. So I'll just sprinkle it around. It doesn't want to be too heavy. I'm not sure it significantly would add to soil structure because it's such a small amount. But I think really probably what it's doing is just helping feed the plants and the ground. Okay, you could dig this in I suppose and water it in, but I'll just rub it in. It just adds a bit of extra nutrition. Okay, right, do this last bit and then we'll go and get this chard. Right, that's all that done. I'll go and get a spade or a fork or something. I'll go and get some chard and I'll bring it back in. Right, let's just take some of these smaller plants here, I think, at the back. The trick will be to check there are no slugs. Look at that, they're gorgeous colours, extraordinary, isn't it? Right, put that in the tray. The thing about these, they do snap very easy, so what I'm going to do is just do them in small batches. Take them down, plant these up and come and get some more. Right, here's the first tray load. Go and get the others and we'll plant these up. A few more. I can't get over the colours of these, aren't they stunning? Just beautiful. Right, there we are. I might get some more in a minute, but we'll see how these go first. Right, let's go and dig them in. Right, the first thing I want to do is just to give them a little clean up. Take up any old dead leaves I don't want, and any that have snapped or old not so healthy looking leaves. And also want to check for slugs. So I don't really want to bring any slugs into the polytunnel. I think that looks good. I definitely got scorched. You can see here in the recent wind we had with that storm. There, yeah, took a bit of a battering. But anyway, I think that's okay. So I think what we'll do is we'll just take the root ball and we'll plant that in the bed up here. and see how they get on. Right, don't normally tread on the beds, but there you go. There's probably a lot of root in here from the aubergines. Let's take that out, get some room. Okay, let's take the root ball, put that in there, and they need a good watering in, I think, but they should be all right. We shall see. All right, firm it in, make a little well. And we'll get some water in a minute and water it in. Right, let's plant the others up too. That's the peppermint chard in. Look at them there. So I'm hoping that they do well this year. That's my hope anyway. And that we get some nice crops throughout the winter. That's the idea. It's going to take a bit of a bouncing back, I think. It's a bit of a hard knock, I think, digging them out of the ground like that. But I also managed to plant some onions, some radar onions. And I was just sent 12, another from Marshall's as well, when they sent the top dressing. So they sent me some radar onions, so I've popped them in as well. Historically, when I've tried onions in the polytunnel, they haven't matured in time, but I haven't got time to plant them elsewhere at the moment. They also sent me some garlic as well, pink germador, which is very nice, which I shall put up on the allotment at some point, perhaps tomorrow or something, but not today. Anyway, so got quite a few spaghetti chilies, pepper, a couple of peppers actually, aubergine, which I'm not sure how good it is, some Mad Hatter peppers, and we've got some lovely onions to take in as well. So I've not done too bad today. That's me for this week. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.